Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Circle Debate podcast. Your host, Ivan C, alongside with Miss Reputation Killer, Josh Brett Horton, and the American hero, Mr. Mike Lopez. We're here today, obviously, on our days off, on the weekend off. Reason why we're on this as of today, because we're watching what's going on around, national-wide and also the world, with this whole, we don't want to get involved in this subject, the fact that it's too sensitive, and everybody has their own opinion, speech is own. And I don't mean that in a negative matter at all, I mean in a positive matter. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that right now what's happening as of now, that obviously nationwide, especially here, that, Mike and I were in California. Mike is in South Central Los Angeles. I am in pretty much Hollywood, California. And obviously Josh is in Carolina. So all of this with the, George, before George Floyd, my apologies if I'm pronouncing it correctly, ladies and gentlemen. Just now this is becoming another riot era. And now we're seeing the National Guard come here in California. And it's unfortunate that all of this is happening because of, disappointing individuals. Obviously, we know with the authorities, those are the major disappointments. And also as well, we cannot have a peaceful protest because other morons decide to go ahead and loot and just riot for no fucking reason. And remind you, viewers out there, that shit like this, one hurts everyone. One person can affect everyone, and it will affect the whole nation because of one person's mistake. It affects everyone. This could have been taken care of in a peaceful, proper manner, but it escalated to this. So don't be surprised. As of right now, in California, we will have the National Guard coming in the next 24 hours. I mean, I don't know in Carolina yet, but I know in Minneapolis where the whole riot started, they're already going to have National Guards there, but I don't know any other.
I believe it's coming here too, man. I believe it is.
Yeah. So it's now more world domination control. And the saddest part about it, that we're opening up because of this pandemic situation. And now we're at a halt again because of this situation. So, I mean, gentlemen, your thoughts, whoever one likes to go first. I mean, it's not a debate or anything. It's more like letting emotions out and frustrations, disappointments of individuals that screwed up for everybody, that try to live a normal life and go back to normal, getting over this pandemic.
Yeah, man. It's like, it doesn't matter where you are in the country or in the world even. This shit is going on everywhere. Like I was telling y'all earlier, it's going on in Canada. I even saw it was like going on in another country other than that. So, and at this point, like, you can protest, go up to the officers and say what you want to say and what you're mad about and all this and all that. But that one officer, you can't really blame that one officer. You can't really blame all officers for that one officer's action. That's stupid. That's like, there's always, like I said in my show earlier on YouTube, there's always one bad apple in the bunch, but don't fucking think the whole batch is bad. And that's why people are thinking now, that everybody's like that. Not everybody's like that. Not everybody's like that. There are some dirty cops, and maybe they need to be scared straight. Maybe these riots do need to happen so that they are scared straight. These motherfuckers need to be scared straight. They need to know that if they cross the line and they take somebody's life, they're going to jail for murder. Their life's gone down the drain, and their city could go up in flames, And they need to learn, like, to take it, like, to treat everybody like they treat each other, like they would treat another cop. Treat the people like you treat the other cops. because we're all human.
Yeah,
Mike?
you know, it's interesting because I can't see, or I wish I knew what the cop's reasoning was to have his knee on the guy's neck. Now, I I personally believe that if an officer tells you to get into the vehicle, I mean, I don't know what happened. I kind of saw the video, but not really. But if a cop has you going into the patrol vehicle, you go in, and I don't know if he resisted or I don't know what happened there, but there's better ways to keep control of a situation. The guy was down. There was multiple officers there with him. Um, he could have handled it a better way. And you know, as a sports fan, as a MMA fan, I can like think that if the cops would have like some jujitsu or wrestling training, they could have, he could have done it a different way. He could have held him down if need be.
Wasn't that one of the moves he was using on the guy? I watched the video, and the people that was recording it was like, that's like jujitsu or whatever you're doing to him, like putting that knee down on his neck. You know what you're doing, and the guy just don't want to stop.
Yeah. I mean, I really do think he didn't want to stop. And yes, I get it that they have to maintain the authority and whatnot, and kind of be stern and tough. But there comes a point where you have to make, your decision making has to improve. Because man, just one guy's decision is costing lives now. I saw a video like an hour ago about a business owner in Dallas trying to protect his business, and he was jumped and killed. The video shows that his lifeless body just, it was all stiff at the end, and he's gone, dead, trying to defend his business because these people are doing things a certain way. We had probably a year ago to this day, we had a protest with teachers. I'm a teacher, so I was part of a protest that went on downtown. It was peaceful. It was effective. There was a lot of people that were a part of it. If you search up on YouTube LAUSD strike march, you'll see what a truly peaceful and most importantly effective protest looks like. There was no looting. There was no people getting out of hand. It was done during the daytime, and you could see that. You could see the difference of the situations. So man, on both ends there's people that are right, and on both ends there's people that are wrong.
I absolutely agree with that. I really agree with that, and it's unfortunate that it came to this point. That's why, like, I'm kind of really disappointing of this, because and very, very frustrated about it. It just frustrates me the fact that it had to turn to this. Like, for what reason does it had to turn out to be this way? And then obviously, like how you said, like small businesses, people were trying to like, okay, they're happy to be reopened again, and then all these idiots decided to go ahead and just screw everything over. For what reason? Like, why? Like, for what reason do you want to do that? And you're hurting. You're pretty much hurting your own community. Bottom line, and you're hurting your own people. I mean, what's the message you want to get out there? Like, I get the point of what you said, Josh. That yeah, it is enough. I think we've seen enough of this bullshit too. At the same time.
Yeah.
Like because there has been peaceful protests before of the priors, innocent people that were killed by authorities, and they were actually properly done peacefully. But there's always that one motherfucker that always wants to start shit, and they don't want to. And the same here with this one. But it's like monkey see, monkey do. They want, I'll do what this guy doing. I'll get something, And I get it. It is frustrating because we're us as people doesn't mark. This does not involve ethnicity. I mean, obviously it does, but for us as individuals, as us as lower class, there's no such thing as middle class anymore. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lower class and there's a high class. There's no such thing as middle, because even in the middle, people are now considered lower class, regardless of what you make your yearly income, or how where you live, or how you live. You're lower class. You have to be up at the top of the mountains, what they consider themselves. But that's something I don't want to get involved in that because that's not the point. The point is basically is just just we're all treated as minorities because authorities see us less. They take advantage of our kindness, and they judge by its cover, not by reading inside of an individual. And that's what's been going on for so many years, especially with African Americans, with Hispanic Latinos, even with white people too. The same thing, There's like it relates to everybody. It relates to all race. It's just that they see us minority because the way how we talk, the way how we dress, and our attitude, our personas is. But they don't know how they know we're intelligent or not. How do they know if we may be street smarts, but we're book smarts too. They don't know that, but they just want to automatically judge, just like any individual. I'm used to that, and I mean, I'm saying it personally. I'm used to being in front of my mom's house, being stopped and being harassed. But I mean, I'm like, okay, you ran my record. I have no record, so what are you gonna do? Just because of the way how I dress, how I look, you're gonna just and because okay, you maybe caught me drinking outside of my gate of my mom's house. Okay, all I gotta do is just step right inside and that's it. Don't try to come here and harass me and no. That's why I get what people's frustrated, why they're frustrated because of this situation. And I get that one because but it doesn't have to resolve to this. You're hurting other people's lives, other people's income. It doesn't have to resolve to that. It does not need to resolve to that matter. There's no point to it. I mean, one thing that they got, which is an unfortunate, which none of us asked for, is now you're having the National Guards come in. Now you're asking for more manpower. Let's see, do that to the National Guards, and guess what? They have no jurisdiction. They can do whatever they want. They can take you to their camps, lock you up. That's what you want? You got it. For all you idiots out there that looted, hurt other people's businesses, you got what you wanted. Remember, you guys affected our community nationwide. You affect everyone. But now we have to.
It's affecting everybody, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're so intimidated by the guy, they already had his hands cuffed. If you're so fucking scared, which they are, most police are fucking scared. Like, not all of them, but the ones that act like this are. And if you already got his hands cuffed and you're that fucking scared, then just cuff his fucking legs too. And then what's he gonna do? He's not gonna do nothing. The guy sitting there saying, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe." He's telling you he can't breathe. What's the cop gonna say in court? Oh, I didn't believe him. I thought he was telling a lie. Well, you never know when the motherfuckers when anybody's telling the truth about something like that. He might have a medical condition. He might have asthma or whatever. Like I got, you know what I'm saying? I got asthma. I got to use the fucking inhaler. If this motherfucker would have had me like that, I would have died too. So, I mean, I think the cop's pride obviously got in the way. The bystanders, the one that was recording it, they're telling him to let go. They're trying to tell him what to do. But in his mind, his ego, his pride would not let him listen to them. He's like, I'm not gonna listen to them. I'm doing my own thing. I'm not listening to these motherfuckers. And I believe he even kept his knee on the guy's neck for 2 minutes after he was dead. and then the EMTs come out,
7 minutes.
and if you notice, if you watch the video back, the two guys that get out of the ambulance are dressed in police uniform. They both got bulletproof vests on. They're cops. They're not EMTs. Nobody took time to try and revive this guy,
Yeah.
you know, at all. And then you got now all this hell has broken loose just because of this. I'm glad the motherfucker went to jail for third-degree murder. But what about the cop that sit there and let him do it and didn't do anything? He deserve some punishment too?
No, he does. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. The major thing is it's gonna get worse if he's found not guilty. I'm
Oh,
saying this right now.
ooh, that
Then
burns
it's
the
gonna be a
courthouse
hell of
down.
a riot.
The courthouse would be burned down if they do that.
There's no justice at all. Then.
I thought
They've already-
he was already sentenced to prison. At
No,
least that's what I've heard.
He-
Not yet. He's charged with
yet.
third-degree murder.
he's only charged for third-degree murder, but they have more evidence to clear up, and just so much. There's so much about it. But if this turns out that if he found not guilty of it, and that's why the Floyd family decided to go ahead and do another autopsy with their own doctor, because the autopsy, the first one, was kind of like fishy about it, saying that he already had conditions before he died. So that knee in his neck was like, nah, that didn't cause it, which is bullshit. We
Yeah.
already know what caused it. So they're trying to wash their hands with it. So if the second autopsy comes out correctly that his esophagus was pressured and couldn't breathe, then you have a case there. But I mean, like I said, this might turn out to be another Rodney King, like how it is already, and this is going to be worse though. If it does escalate for them not to be guilty, it's going to be hellfire and brimstone. I'm telling you that right now.
Man,
And
but
I don't know.
it's like this generation, most of those people out there rioting and causing a ruckus, we grew up, we saw the Rodney King situation as children. We
Right.
saw the effect growing up of how much it set us back. I know here in South Central, I live just down the street from what used to be a shopping center that was burned down, and still to this day nothing has been rebuilt since the riots.
Right.
You know, so much we get set back by these sort of reactions, by riots and all that stuff. There is a peaceful way of doing it, but you know, it's just, man, like I just wish it didn't have to. I wish people didn't react that way. I do think that the cop did not. He was wrong. The cop was wrong to put his knee on his head or on his neck. There was no reason to do that. The guy was handcuffed.
Especially for that long.
No, definitely.
8 minutes. 8 minutes.
That's insane. You know, he couldn't tap out. You know, he was handcuffed. You know what I'm saying? So, man, but the reaction that is happening right now in Los Angeles, we have a curfew at 8 p.m. A year ago, if you would have told me that we were supposed to, everybody in LA has a curfew at 8 p.m., I would say that's insane, you know, but here we are now. It's crazy, man, but
It makes you wonder what's going to be like a year from now.
yeah, anything could happen.
Well,
Everybody's like, get 2020 over with. You don't know what 2021 is going to be like. It
we
might
don't even
be
know.
worse.
We don't even know yet. But I think because of all this, the change of living is going to change 100%. It's not going to be the same anymore. It's going to change.
And like we said
Right.
earlier, man, whenever all this shit broke loose, it's like fuck COVID. Everybody's out there protesting now. They done forgot about that.
Yeah,
But
COVID a thing of the past. It seems because we're all thinking about this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and it's something that it's like I said, it's a really for me, it's just more like I'm disappointed. I'm just more today. Like I was saying earlier before, we started recording this. Everything had a great day. Everything was fine. Doing my errands, got my haircut, everything else, and then this happened, and then everything was trying to be worse. And this is like this what's happening here in where I live in Hollywood, California. Like I'm like 15 minutes away from that. It could have come. It could come over here anytime. And so it's like, great. If it does, then I have to be ready for that type of situation.
It's total fucking chaos out there. And what also we need to tell everybody, like, if you're gonna fucking go protest, then don't be burning down businesses and fucking up people's cars. That especially the ones that don't have nothing to do with the police. Like I see videos of people smashing other civilians' cars with baseball bats and burning down. I seen a black man got his store burned down. He come outside the store. He's like, y'all stole my computer. Y'all burned my store down to the ground. For what? Because y'all mad at the white man? I built this from the ground up. I came from nothing. Just like all y'all. And now I have nothing because of this. And it's fucking ridiculous. If you're going to do that, then protest with the police, because there are some evil police. There's a lot of good police. But maybe if anything good does come out of all this, maybe it will scare some of these dirty cops straight and make them realize that, hey, if I go too far and I cross the line, then I could end up in prison or my city end up burned down or whatever. But this is ridiculous, man. They're even burning down their own people, businesses. You can't be doing that. And it don't matter what color the person is. Don't be burning down other people's businesses and tearing up civilians' properties that don't have nothing to do with this situation. Because not everybody's got hate in their heart. Not everybody's the same. We all got to learn to be one. We all got to stand united. Because if we don't stand united, then divided we will fall.
I agree.
Yep.
But there's an old saying that people, it's expandable. Government isn't. So I hear that.
They know. They pick and choose what they want to put on the fucking media.
Mm-hmm.
It happens the other way around all the time, man. It happens the other way around to every race. But they pick and choose what they want to put on the media, on the news. That's why you see like 3 different things of the same kind of thing happen around the same month or around the same time period. They don't post these other stories that are just as bad because it does not fit their narrative. They want us divided. That's why they keep pushing this. They keep pushing us to divide us. And that's what they're doing. United we stand, divided we fall. And that's what they want us to do. They want us to be divided and hate each other so that they can control us better. You cannot control a bunch of people that are united. But if they're all divided, it's more easy. And that's what they're doing. Because man, let's be real. There's like 6 or 7 rich ass families that run the world, and no conspiracy shit, but it's true. They own all the networks and they choose what the fuck they want to put on there. And they choose what stories to go with. And this is the stories they want to keep picking. They could pick other stuff when it happens the other way around to other people, but they don't want to pick it. They want us to be divided. So
yeah, that's why I feel like it's that purpose for that reason, because of that. I don't never understood why they want to do that type of shit, and that's why you notice like undercovers, and they go ahead and try to like write it with other writers. They're the ones trying to cause it, and other people as well. But I mean, we could jump to a lot of conclusions, but back to what you were saying about scaring the cops. One thing I do want to mention, you could tell that the authorities that are with us are kept their mouths shut because they don't want to say anything. They don't want to risk their job, their pension, their family's, well-being. They don't want to say shit. They know who the the crooked cops are. They know who the crooked people are. They know it. And any nationwide, everybody knows who the fuck is crooked. Just they don't say anything because they're worried about losing their job. It's like anybody in job in general. Who's like the one doing the yeah, this fishy type of thing. We all know who that person is, but we don't say anything because one, it doesn't affect us, and two is like I don't want to lose my job because especially people that have families, they don't want to lose their job because of it. So try to be the hero for it, and then you get screwed out of it, and then guess what? You have no income coming. You lose your pension. You lose your retirements that you had for your families. So I know there's good and heart and soul, authorities out there that I know they're meant to be good, and they want to be good for that reason. They became that. You know how you put it, Mike, earlier? You said you wanted to become a cop. You wanted to become at least, I get you. Like, I think that's everybody's dream.
I think everybody at one point or another, you've thought about, maybe joining the force, maybe becoming a police officer. I know I did when I was in high school. And, seeing what's going on, cop cars being burned down and whatnot, makes me think, man, if I had been a cop, would you be cussing me out? Would you be burning my cop car? Because of a mistake that somebody all the way in Minnesota did.
That's
It's
right.
just it's crazy. Why do that? It, yes. Sorry. Well, yeah. Minneapolis is in Minnesota, so it's a shame, but um and it sucks. It definitely does. And uh I hope that those kids that are kids right now and are seeing this sort of thing can learn that not to do what this generation is doing, that maybe the next generation is able to uh handle things a little bit better. So that's what I hope.
Man, I have a cousin that's a cop, and
Me too.
I know he's a great guy. I know he's a great guy. I know he's not a bad cop. Um, but I also have experiences of my own where, like, when me and my girl, we was down and out, we didn't have a legal tag on the car or whatever. And legally around here, you have at least half a mile before you have to pull over. So we didn't pull over right away because we was right close to my house. We wanted to wait and get the car to the house because the batteries was bad. And as soon as the fucking car cuts off, it won't crank back. So, and this was about 4 years ago. And she was pregnant. She was like 9 months pregnant. And so we finally pull it. We are about at the first of the road. Cop gets behind us. And I'm like, you need to pull over. She's like, nah, the car will die, the car will die. I'm like, what are you going to do then? He's got his sirens on. And she's like, we're right out almost at the house. I'll just pull in there. So the police gets behind us, and he's got the sirens on. And finally, like, we pull into the driveway, and the cop, man, one of them comes around on my side with a gun, and one of them comes on her side of the car with a gun. It's like, and he's like, get out of the fucking car before I grab you out of the fucking car. And he's got a fucking gun. She's like, I'm pregnant. I'm 9 months pregnant. And like, we both got our hands up. And it's like, fuck, it's ridiculous, man. Like, some cops, they know the power they got, and they just fucking abuse it. I don't know if it's because they're scared. And just a little thought right here. If you are scared, people that are scared are dangerous because they are going to act to protect themselves, They think that their life's in danger, so they're going to protect themselves. This cop must have thought his life was in danger or something. So he goes this far pulling a gun on a pregnant woman, you know? And like we both got our hands up. We got searched and everything. But yeah,
Right now, it's more like, oh, it's really more of authority. It's really more of hunger, like authority power. Like, oh, I'm the one with the badge. You say what I want to do. Type of training day status. Type of shit. It's what it is, regardless of the ethnicity of the authorities, the cops. It's the same shit. Like I said, it's stupid. It is stupid. It's taken, and I mean, because of the looters doing this, is going to take away our First Amendments. It's about to go to shit pretty soon, because now, like, with now military coming in, best believe that if they don't leave, I mean, they can leave whenever they want. They don't have a specific date when they want to leave. But we're gonna see our First Amendment rights probably going away. Right now we're fighting for Fifth Amendment rights. But now we're gonna lose our First Amendment rights with freedom of speech, freedom of to give, like, to how we feel about it, how we want to, approach the matters that's going around the world. We're about to lose that. Now it's more like, hey, this is what is happening. This is what we're gonna end up becoming, another communist country, and that's one thing we don't want. This is supposed to be America, the land of the free, the land of freedom. That's why a lot of people come over here to have that freedom. Because a lot of other countries, I'm not disrespecting their way of living, not at all, but they have their way of living because they love it. They're used to that type of environment. If they like communism, great. Not that's big. That's good for you. But for us, we were here, born and raised in America. Used to having the freedom what we have, which is freedom of speech, to give what we feel about things, how we're supposed to, mature as individuals and learning life, not to learn a system. We're already learning a system already. We're learning a system of how to live, but the difference of learning a system is different ways how to do it. Not just one system that you're a machine and you're a robot and you go learn that way no matter what, because there's only one leader in the world. No, at least right here we're able to talk about how we feel about our leaders, how we feel about anybody that lives around us. I mean, our mayors or governors or any congressmen, councilwomen, we go all the above. We have that freedom, but now it's going to be taken away because of this type of situation. And I'm hoping that this should have been done a long time ago, but we just have to wait and see what happens. If once he goes to court, once everything goes, and if he's prosecuted, if he's found guilty, then good. But I don't think that's going to happen. And I hate to say that. I hate to say it.
I believe there's gonna be more. There's gonna be more.
There's gonna
be more stories like this. There's gonna be more stories like this because, like I said, they pick and choose. They pick and choose what they want to put on the news to keep us divided. But
I agree.
Yeah, man, they definitely need to stop. People need to stop. Just stop using it. Some people's using this as an excuse to go out and steal and to break shit. To break shit. That's what's going on. A lot of people using it to go out and do whatever they want without any consequences. That's what they're doing. And I even heard this story that a guy drove a truck into a store and they all stole the ATM.
Oh yeah. That's what happened in LA. They stole the ATM.
That was in LA?
Yeah, that's what happened. It happened. They put they went into a nail salon. They had an ATM machine there. They broke it down. They dragged it out. Nobody could open it up. And they ended up putting it in the truck. And the driver was smart enough to take away his license plates from the front and back, so they couldn't really track him, who he was. So he got away with it.
Damn.
See, but these sort of things. these sort of things are not for George anymore. These people are like Josh said, they're just doing things to just to steal. It's not about
Yeah.
rights or the right thing or anything like that. These are just people just wanting to get some money, get an ATM, in their house. So
These are
crazy.
people that are going through difficult times that have no income, has anything, because of the whole pandemic. They're not getting help from the county. These are people not getting help from the government. These are people that are okay. They're going to take advantage of that because they're going to take advantage of that. So they decide to go ahead and ride and go ahead and steal whatever they can steal. Yeah, monkey see, monkey do will do the same shit, and then that's the major thing in my opinion about it. Because why? Because why these riders and looters are starting this type of shit, and why they're starting, because none of those options are open for them. What's the other way to do it? Steal. That's gonna be the other way to do it, you know. So
Exactly, man. Exactly. And I also saw where they was like, there's like a store wherever this happened at, wherever I'm talking that's happened at. There's a store that sells like shoes that's like $1,000. Like they're expensive.
yeah,
And if you was a guest, if you was like on vacation or something in that state or that area, you wouldn't know that. Only people that live there know that. And all of these $1,000 worth of shoes got stole. So I mean, they had to plan that, man. They had to come together and plan that. They got the whole fucking store. They cleaned it out. So I mean, it's crazy. Like I told you earlier, before we did go live, yeah, there was even the police got beat down in the street by like 5 people. So I mean, it's getting crazy. It really is getting crazy out there. And how many people's gonna get hurt because of this? This is not justice for George. The justice for George is the fact that the cop has been charged with 3rd-degree murder. That's the justice. And when his ass is gone to court and he gets tried and he gets put in the fucking slammer for the rest of his life probably or whatever, that's justice. And they need to get the rest of the cops too, because you just can't stand there and not do nothing. You need to be charged with something for not saying something. You can't just stand there and let somebody die, So hopefully they charge him too.
they are. I think they should, and they should be there along with him, But that's, I don't know. There's just a lot of so many assumptions I can really say about, but I try not. If I do, I'll get very upset about it. I get really upset about it. It just really angers me that it's all this situation. It's just, damn. Like you're really fucking up our daily routine, all of us nationally, that we're trying to live, normal life. And then we thought we were trying to come back to go away from this pandemic, and now we're stuck in a hole again. Stage 2. Not even stage 2 COVID-19. It's like stage 2 of
We're
staying
gonna end up getting
locked
locked
down.
up longer. We're gonna end up getting locked down longer.
Probably the whole year this time. There goes the holidays.
Yes. Oh God. No Christmas for Mike.
Imagine how
No Christmas for none of us.
Imagine how many.
I need a
people's
beer.
gonna be
I'll be back.
affected,
Go
man.
ahead.
Yeah, imagine how many people extra is going to be affected. Like if coronavirus is as serious as they say it is, I told you I believe they're lying about the numbers, but oh man, if it really is that serious, then all these protests and everything, it's just going to make it worse. Or they'll lie and say it made it worse and make us stay at home longer. That's what's going to happen.
I see people out there without masks and stuff, and even some of the police officers without masks, and this stuff spreads. From what I've heard, or from what we've been told, this thing spreads around, and you don't see it coming, but and it's not just here in LA that this is going on. This is in the entire country. So the pandemic is spreading. There is no ifs about it. The pandemic is spreading through what is going on here. So it's going to be interesting to see the results as far as numbers or if it increases and stuff like that. um and somehow if somehow it doesn't really affect it, I can't help but wonder, uh are would things open sooner because they see that the COVID is not spreading, or I don't know, it's just, we'll see what happens. But man, it's just people don't care. People don't I feel like they're more angry, and they're not protecting themselves, from the pandemic that we're still in.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the protesters are not going to be protecting themselves at all. They're not. Right now, I mean, with all this situation, they're not really paying attention to that right now. It's more about what's going on. It's
Yeah.
justice is what they want. And because, like I said, it's, don't want to go back in circles of what we were discussing. So we want to go ahead and move forward with that. It's just more, in reality, it's just they need to be known, but this is not the right way to do it. I mean, like I said, it's not the right way to do it. This is not the proper way. Like, one of my friends, for instance, she went to the Rodeo Drive riot up to Beverly Hills, passing Beverly Hills, and
Today.
today, and this was a peaceful protest. And before they met up with the people on Third and Fairfax to happen, it was eat the rich, eat the rich. So for me, it's kind of telling me that you're pretty much going to go there, not vandalize the rich, but just telling the rich that, hey, we want your money. Because back in the riot days in '92, the cop they didn't do anything when they were rioting and looting within our own community, but they will stop the rioting and looting towards the west side of Los Angeles, which is obviously the rich area, Beverly Hills. You see how they're in Rodeo Drive. It's a very known, popular area where a lot of celebrities goes and a lot of anywhere sports athletes, everybody goes to. They try to stop those, you know. And so, but they wouldn't stop no rioting, looting around the community, like South Central or anywhere else that are like minorities. Only they'll take care of their their top priority people, which just sucks. I know that's like I said, that's the anger that I have. I shouldn't put it in that words, but in reality, it's true. I mean, but it should be done in a peaceful manner, in a peaceful, respectful manner, and to be heard. But I guess if it needed to turn out to be this way, but not like this though. This should have been in front of cop stations, in every police station, not on the streets, in the police stations. And look, this is why we're here. This is why we want you guys to feel how we feel. We feel hostile because we can't walk in the streets, because once you look at us, then you're going to think that we look at eye contact, automatically you think I'm doing something wrong. Without even ask, not even asking me, you're already putting me against the wall and searching me and running my record without knowing shit. I think this should have been the proper way to done it. I would have gone to every police station nationwide and protested about it, not vandalize it. Go and make your voice be heard. And if they want to go ahead and use physical, that's how you come in and use physical. That as much as I don't accept physicality, but that's how you show that, how Josh was saying, that authorities are vulnerable. If everybody shows up in the front of the police station and show them vulnerability in a proper manner, then none of this would have happened. But it escalated to this. And so far, we haven't heard anything here in Los Angeles or in Hollywood or anywhere else that we haven't heard anybody, police stations have been burned down as of yet. So that's, I don't know, in Carolina, I don't know. You tell me, Josh, have you heard anything about any, police stations out there being burned down by nothing?
Not yet.
Not yet, right? So, I mean, I'm telling you, just right now we're in a difficult time, and sucks, you know.
It's getting real wild in Charlotte and in Charleston, South Carolina. It's getting real bad, man. Like that's where the cop or whatever got beat up, and the reporters are even getting hit with the fake bullets or whatever. It's getting real wild out there, but I just want to tell everybody, man, if you do go to one of these protests, man, don't bring your kids to it. Don't bring your kids to that shit. And try to stay safe, because they are just, I seen the cops ride by, and these people are out there protesting. They're not even doing anything but holding up signs, and the cops ride by in their car and they just spraying pepper spray right in their eyes. I seen a reporter on the news. He was just sitting there talking, and they sprayed pepper spray, and it got all in his eyes. And they're like, well, we'll get back to you later. We'll let you, because go get some milk to put on your eyes, because water won't help it or whatever. But yeah, the fucking reporter had to stop reporting because he even got pepper sprayed. Like, what the fuck? What are you pepper spraying the reporters for? And people that aren't even being violent. People that are not even being violent. You're just making the situation worse. You're making it where everybody's like, well, we're getting attacked and we're not doing anything, so let's fucking do something then.
Yeah,
That's
people
the way
are
it seems.
people are angry out there. You
Yeah.
know, people feel like they're being, and maybe are being treated unfairly. But man, I just don't think anger or rioting is the way to go about it. I still think that.
I mean, no, but it should have been handled differently. Anger should have been, presented in the, like how I was saying earlier, like show up to every cop station. Said, this is pissing me off. I'm sick and tired of your shit.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of your crooked ass cops doing this type of shit. I'm sick and tired of it. Show, not going down the streets, try to attract attention in front of their faces. That's what it should have been more done. Go up to their faces, to their station, and be like, look, this is what pisses me off. Excuse me. This is what pisses me off. This is what's the problem. I'm not leaving here until you better call someone to put that man in jail and have him in jail. Or, let's look for your crooked cops. Someone speak up. Someone within their station could speak up, but like I was saying earlier, they won't. But shit like that, like, different ways to approach it, different, not to hurt other people's, well-being. It has nothing to do with it. But I don't know. It's really tough for me, because I could be loud about it. I have so much emotions towards it. But then again, honestly, I can really say this was, for me, in my opinion, was predictable. That it was going to happen this way. I kind of knew. I knew in a way it was going to happen, but I didn't expect it to happen during our time. Another riot like this, I wish it could happen later, but
Oh,
but oh
it
well.
seems like everything's got to happen during our lifetime, though.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Just these past 2 months, everything we've seen, what's next?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're saying all monkeys are gonna be Planet of the Apes style right now.
I mean, we had the Hornets.
And then we got the Hornets. Then we have.
And I'll tell you about those Japanese Hornets. I wasn't lying. I was killing those motherfuckers 7 years ago at my old house. They've been here. Swear to God, they've been here.
And then you have the locusts that's going on. Imagine they come over here too. There's just so much.
Oh man, and we're only halfway. We're only halfway through.
Yes.
Yep.
And we have a little thing called the election coming in a few months, man. So we'll see how that goes too.
I know.
Oh yeah. That might be why some of this shit's coming on the media.
Yeah.
Could be.
Could be. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Well, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is pretty much like a real emotional type of thing. I know it was just unexpected. It wasn't nothing that we were trying to keep this long. Obviously, if you see it on YouTube, it's not going to be uploaded like how we have our regular episodes. This is going to be just uploaded, period. And because we just want to talk about it, let it out. Let you guys know how well we feel about it. And said, I
Um,
mean, we're with you guys, but go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, yeah. Ultimately, this affects everything. You know, if there's a lockdown, if the lockdown goes on all the way through, you know, maybe this will get in the way of whatever shows or wrestling shows or anything that like that's going on. I was gonna, my original plan for tonight was to tune in to watch UFC Fight Night tonight, but I don't even know what happened, you know, because of all of everything that's going on. So, you
Yeah,
know, this is a
same.
tough.
And I didn't even get to watch the rest of Friday Night SmackDown. I didn't even get to watch the rest of it because I was watching this shit.
Yeah. So it affects everything, you know, and I'm definitely glad that we got together right now and to talk about this, because this is it's gonna change things up quite a bit in all aspects.
Yeah, it definitely will, and we'll just have to wait the outcome of it. And right now, like how we'll see it tomorrow in California here. Like we'll see um, National Guard. We'll see if they show up, which they are. But we'll see what happens. And I mean, we're hoping for the best. And up to you, what with you, Josh, as well from Carolina. See if we're just hoping for a better outcome, and I'm hoping that justice could be really served for once and serve it well. Because if you do not find this fucker guilty, you're gonna ask for right number three, right number two,
Oh
excuse
man.
me,
If they pull a
nationwide.
Casey Anthony and this motherfucker goes free, then all hell's gonna break loose. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
What worse than it is right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, I don't know this cop. I don't, I we don't even live in the same states, but man, I really hope that they find him guilty, because he did commit this crime. And I wouldn't want any other riot or anything going on. I want justice to be served for sure.
Did y'all see where they put the cop on suicide watch?
no, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they did. They put him on suicide watch. I have no clue why. Maybe he said he was gonna kill himself or something. I don't know, but they put the cop on suicide watch.
Because his wife left him. She divorced him.
Yeah,
Went from
I heard.
divorce right after that.
Oh, she did?
Yep.
Well, you get what's coming to you, you know?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot of evidence that where he did fucked up. It's a lot. It just the only thing that it's gonna show that the evidence is gonna avoid him being guilty is just the autopsy from the first coroners. Just I'm glad that Floyd's family got their coroners to do the second autopsy to review it. I think that's gonna be more proven than theirs. I think that's gonna be more legit, and I hope it does. And I'm hoping that serves a lot of justice for that. And I just hope that this ends already. We're trying to go back to normal, people.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
I wish life was just back to normal right
Yes.
now, man.
We could have been
Damn it.
recording on location. We could have been in a bar. Or I wasn't. No, you know what? I can't do that.
It's always got to be something, though. It's always something.
Yep.
Always.
I'll be working right now at the bar, actually.
And I would have been getting drunk at that bar too.
I know. Mike would have been drunk over there. Brad Smoking was me working over there. Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, we just wanted to go ahead and, just put this video right quick on YouTube to see it. You won't see you'll see the description, breaking news, that's it. That's the only thing you will see, is just breaking news about what, the whole situation. Other than that, stay tuned for actually tomorrow, which will be obviously our top 5. You will see that tomorrow. It should be premiering at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern. It'll be, it'll be up there live. So just stay tuned, and you'll see us next week, and hopefully we'll see what happens, and we'll be back though. There's nothing negative. Oh,
Okay,
God
what was
damn.
that?
Yeah.
What was
yeah,
that?
you see where I live at? That's how you know. Yeah, I'll have to look at it and see what's going on. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. I'll get back with you guys soon.
All right.
All right.
Everybody stay safe too.
You too. Stay safe.
That's right.
guys.
Stay safe.